Welcome to the Weather Guru podcast for November 19, 2023, this Sunday edition. Please be sure to subscribe to the Weather Guru for the latest interpretation of the weather for the lower 48 United States and sometimes abroad. I thank you for joining me. We're going to briefly talk about the National Weather Service currently hazards, and then we're going to go into some modeling as well as what the Hurricane Center has said for the last couple of days here of hurricane season. Hurricane season ends November 30th here, and we've been blessed this month not to have any major tropical entities affect the Atlantic or the Caribbean basin. So we'll look at that a little bit later. But right now, the National Weather Service current hazards have been pretty quiet for the eastern and midwest 2/3 of the country. But out west, we do have rain and snow in the Intermountain West, and this has caused winter-storm warnings. So if you're going to any Salt Lake City, Utah basins of skiing, Ogden, all those basins up there, you want to be careful as there are winter-storm warnings in effect for that area. Elsewhere, there's just high wind warnings for the Nevada deserts, and the high deserts of California and the Sierra Nevadas. And we also have some winter weather advisories in the western continental divide, those Rockies for the Pueblo Mountains of southern Colorado there, and extending down to the Four Corners areas there. So be very careful there in that area. And also in the high Cascades, so coming through some of the passes there, like Snoqualmie Pass, Stevens Pass, White Pass, Richards Pass, etc., and into the Oregon Cascades as well. So there's a winter weather advisory in purple there for those areas. So that's what we have going on. Most of the weather is confined to the Intermountain West. That's going to change and shift eastward, of course, as we have our storm coming in, courtesy of AccuWeather.com. We have our storm coming in here that's going to bring rain for the holiday travel starting on Tuesday and Wednesday. Right now, it's affecting the central part of the country from Kansas City, Dallas, Houston, up through Minneapolis and Des Moines, Iowa. Later on, going through Chicago and on through the Ohio Valley and out to the Middle West. So we got to be very careful. There'll be a lot of delays in the skies and then the rails for the Midwest and the eastern half, the I-95 corridor, especially coming up on probably Wednesday and the Tuesday, of course, and Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. You can expect those delays. So if you can get out today, travel Sunday, and get most of your shopping done at these places that you need, and make sure your family comes in, probably Tuesday night and Wednesday morning at the latest, if not to experience more delays, because you can see this system is going to bring about a traumatic bunch of rain through that major airports like Atlanta, Charlotte, D.C., New York, Boston, and into the Midwest, Columbus, and Minneapolis, and Detroit. Those conditions are going to be poor, as outlined in red here by courtesy of AccuWeather.com. So, but elsewhere, if you're traveling out west during Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, from LA to Dallas, Fort Worth, Denver, those areas, hubs, Seattle, those hubs are going to be in the clear as people make their travel plans. It's all courtesy of a front and a dip in the jet stream that's allowing these enhanced showers to come in. Nothing severe, but these enhanced showers and thunderstorms to come in this area here, and that's going to create the challenges for travel later on during the week here. And you can see that during the forecast model here, this GFS model, and you can see it here depicted here as these wave comes in here, and it brings that low pressure center out of Oklahoma City and into the Ohio Valley here. I pause it here for you, and you can see that initial rain coming in through here with this front coming through the Appalachians up through Pennsylvania, New York, and some mixing there in northern Pennsylvania and southern New York there. So there could be some snowflakes into this thing too as the cold air presses in, and then it clears out after Thanksgiving. It clears out after that Wednesday, Tuesday time frame, and then we just have clear skies, and a bunch of another disturbance comes in just before Thanksgiving. Bringing in another shot of cold air, and this cool air is going to funnel in and be the dividing line between the mid-Atlantic and the warm air that's going to be to the south of that. So that's good news for the majority of the country here. The snow is going to be confined up into Canada, so those our friends up into Toronto, Ontario, and Norfolk will be dealing with that snow showers there. Nothing heavy here as depicted by the GFS. Now, in terms of the National Hurricane Center, we do have a tropical entity that's out there in the Caribbean Sea, but it's less than a 10% chance of development in the Central Caribbean Sea. It's just a small area of low pressure there. Nothing to worry about. It's going to drift westward over the next few days here and continue, but the winds, was dealing with a lot of wind shear down here, and the waters are starting to cool down tremendously as we end the Hurricane Center. As you can see here, the satellite view here showing disorganized showers here. We have wind shear once again, and we have it's contending with some frontal boundary down there as well, a trough down there. So it has running out of real estate here before it gets into Central America here. Maybe a concern of some heavy rains coming in later on Thursday or maybe Wednesday into Thursday night for those in Panama and Nicaragua and Central America. They want to keep an eye on that because flooding rains can occur with these tropical rainstorms that are not going to be up to tropical status, but they make rainstorms. So we want to be careful for that. Now, in the Central Pacific, Eastern Pacific, we have another disturbance given 30% chance of development here. This will continue to move westward. So this is moving away from land, away from Baja California. Cabo looks good. Mexico looks good. So this is good news for them as well. And in the Central Pacific, we have nothing going on there over Hawaii. Just some stray showers and clouds that are going to nip closer to the Big Island, but nothing really going on there as well. So that's great news for the tropical season there. It ends November 30th, so be mindful of that. And so this is what we have going on in the weather world in the lower 48. Just want to make you mindful of enjoy a beautiful Thanksgiving. Continue to prepare. And for the rest of you guys that are going to be east of the Mississippi River, prepare for a rainy Thanksgiving Eve, Wednesday, and a rainy Thanksgiving Day. But once after we get past that, it should be clearing out. Temperatures are going to be beautiful in the 50 and 60 degree Fahrenheit for the majority of the Midwest and Northeast and West. And out west is going to be beautiful as well, too, as temperatures will continue to be in the 70s and 80s Fahrenheit for the most part, besides the Intermountain West, as you know. So enjoy your time. I'll be back with more updates later on. This is the Weather Guru. Please be sure to subscribe. Let me know what you want to see covered for your area as well, and we'll get that on for you as well. Thank you.